In the depths of the ocean, a silent world exists. It's a place where only a few select dare to venture. The brave sailors who serve on submarines. These vessels are marvels of engineering, capable of diving deep into the abyss and emerging unscathed. But what happens when tragedy strikes? What happens if a U.S. Navy sailor dies while on board one of these underwater behemoths? The answer is not that simple, for death in such an environment comes with its own unique set of challenges and protocols. In this video, we will explore the intricacies of what happens when a sailor passes away while serving their country beneath the waves. It is important to understand that submarines are enclosed spaces, and every crew member must perform their duties with the utmost care and attention. The submarine is essentially a self-contained unit, with its own air supply, water supply, and power source. This means that when a sailor dies on board, it is crucial to maintain the integrity of the submarine and prevent any potential hazards. When someone needs medical attention on board, the crew does all they can to get them assistance. However, if a sailor does die in the line of duty, the Navy has limited burial and storage choices. If there is a death while the submarine is not in operation, they will simply return. But if the death occurs while the submarine is on patrol, the area will be treated as a crime scene and the submarine will stay at sea. In the event of a fatality among the submarine's crew, the commanding officer and medical officer must be informed immediately. The captain will make sure the sub's operations don't suffer, and the doctor will have a look at everything to figure out what happened. The body of the sailor will be taken to a special compartment aboard the submarine and stored there until the vessel returns to port. You'd think the submarine could just surface to allow the body to be airlifted via a helicopter. In naval terminology, the act of moving a deceased individual to land is referred to as personnel transfer. However, it's best to avoid using helicopters in combination with submarines, except in cases of extreme emergencies. It is just not safe as the weather decks do not have built-in gunnels to protect the crew from sliding off. Although airlifting the body would be the best-case scenario, it does not always hold true, particularly when the submarine is engaged in missions. In these cases, the body of the deceased will be placed in a body bag and stored in a freezer or reefer, the same one that stores the food for the crew. Until a funeral or other preparations could be performed, the body would stay in the freezer. Because it is like a crime scene, photographs are also taken. Once the body is placed in the freezer, the crew members are responsible for maintaining the body's condition until it is examined by a coroner. As a result, the fridges are emptied, and the longest-lasting foodstuffs, such as milk and potatoes, are moved to the domestic refrigerators on board the submarine. Because they cannot freeze the body, a medical officer will instruct the team on what temperature the fridge should be set at. Assuming the submarine is in operation, they can be on board for a couple of days to several weeks. It really does depend on the situation. If a senior officer dies, the executive officer takes over, and the next highest ranking officer replaces the executive officer. The next step is to let the sailor's loved ones know what has happened. The Navy has a protocol in place to notify the sailor's family as soon as possible and in a respectful and sensitive manner. The Navy offers its full support to the family via counseling and, if necessary, financial aid during this trying time. The Navy will investigate the sailor's death thoroughly once the submarine returns to port. This investigation will be led by a team of experts, including medical professionals and accident investigators. The goal of the investigation is to determine the cause of death and identify any factors that may have contributed to the incident. The results of the investigation will be utilized to tighten up safety measures and prevent future mishaps. The body of the sailor will be sent to a military mortuary for an autopsy to be performed. The Navy will also make arrangements for a funeral for the sailor, complete with a flag-draped coffin and a rifle salute. Death among a submarine's crew is very rare, but always tragic. The crew will come together to handle the situation with professionalism and compassion, taking steps to honor the deceased crew member and ensure their remains are returned home. It's important to recognize the challenges of dealing with a death on a submarine and the emotional toll it can take on the crew. By understanding the protocols and procedures in place, we can gain a greater appreciation for the sacrifices made by submariners and the importance of their work in protecting our country's security. While accidents can occur, the Navy's commitment to safety and its personnel ensures that every effort is made to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content. Until next time, This is Fleet Files signing off. See you in the next video.